What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I want to talk about the worst lie the narc has ever told. Months leading up to our last day seeing each other for a long time, which is why I used to still shop, because today was a beautiful day. Not because of the forecast, because it's actually been rainy, but it's a beautiful day to me because it's the last day I have to deal with the narc for a couple of months, hopefully longer. But the narcissists have been planning this day. They have been planning a day to show how much they appreciate you. It's because they already know that, there's zero chances in actually having that friendship back again, which it was never really a true friendship anyway. It was a convenient ship when it comes to the narcissist. But when they know they're losing control, it's like they just go crazy, pulling pretty much everything out the hat, trying all types of tricks to get you back. And it's like it goes from hoovering to love bombing to this false, recognition of you. And they just want everyone to just love and praise you. And the people start to look at them crazy, like, okay, well, I thought we were supposed to have been hating this person and punishing this person and giving them the cold shoulder. What happened to that? But they're so blinded by being under the narc's control, they're going to still do whatever the narc does. They're just going to follow their lead. So it's like they kind of lose their mind at the same time, to the point where they start to question things, because it becomes insane for them at the same time, not only for the victim, but for the people who follows the narc. At some point, they're going to start to question them like, okay, I thought, you said this about them, but why are you treating them this way? So that's why I say the worst lie that the narc has ever told really is on themselves, not on you. Because you have to be a strong person, to deal with all the backlash and the abuse and the smearing and the punishment and everything that comes along with narc abuse. You have to be a very strong person to be able to withstand it and not really give it a comeback that, that actually deserves it. Something that you have every right to defend yourself against. But you don't do it because it's all a part of a narc's tactic. And you know what it does for them. It gives them the supply that they need when you give them that constant back and forth. And I never budge. I never gave her what she wanted. And for that, it drove her more and more insane, to the point where she's running around in circles trying to figure out what to do now. They pretty much run against time when you deal with a narcissist under these circumstances in a workplace, such, a job such as mine, something like a seasonal job, to where you only work with them 10 months out of the year or something like that. It's like, they know that time is running out. But trust me, things are going to change once you go back to work and you're back on a regular schedule. The way that they ended it, it's not the way they're going to begin it. It's like they're going to give it some time. They're going to see first what are the results from all that love bombing and all of that hoovering I did towards the end. And then when they see that, there's really no change, I don't plan on dealing with you outside of work relations. If it's not work related, I don't have anything to say to you. I've washed my hands of you a very long time ago. I mean, it's been years. And it's like they refuse to accept it. They live in denial. And that's why the people on the outside looking in become confused, to the point to where they start to question a narcissist and notice that, well, maybe the narc was lying the whole time. So you were lying. You were lying on yourself as being this victim. The worst lie they ever told was on themselves. Because, sometimes you just have to sit back and pay attention to stuff. You can get a lot out of just sitting back, monitoring, just noticing your surroundings, not saying a word, not getting yourself involved with every conversation or dipping into every situation. Sometimes just sit back and pay attention to stuff, and it'll kind of play out right before your eyes. It'll all just play itself out, and you'll just figure it out from there. Just keep yourself away from it. Exclude yourself from it. I've noticed that 2 people have excluded themselves from the smear campaign. I've noticed that. And so the narcissist, it weakens their ability to, to stay in control and to continue to look like that victim, that false narrative that they've created about how much of a horrible person you are. But that same horrible person, you can't stop, buying them things, hoovering, and with this fake peace offering all the time. When the people who you're hanging with, they're telling you, well, if they're that bad, why don't you just stop? It gets to the point where the narcissists become deaf, in the ears to those around them who's telling them, just leave it alone. They even get angry about it. They don't want to hear that. And know why? Of course it was a lie. It was always a lie. You know that, and the narcissists know that. But the people, they have to learn to realize it was all a lie. And sometimes they don't want to accept it because it's a hurtful thing to be tricked into believing something, to the point where you start to engage in this negative activity that can really hurt and destroy somebody who is totally innocent of all charges. And just to sit back and think maybe it was all a lie. So you lied on yourself about being this person that we supposed to be protecting, And the narc, they don't want to risk it. It's like they keeping them in a place to where they really can't budge. They let them have a little bit of, they let them kind of express how they feel, but they don't want them to go too far about it, because now you're ruining my plan. I feel like I'm so close to winning again. But if you do too much to make them think that, like we're still going to keep our foot on your neck, it's like the narc, they refuse to let that happen. So, just to make that clear, it's like the narcissist is not going to let you be attacked by the people who they have spoke against you to. They're going to only use that to their convenience. Sometimes they'll pull those tricks out the box. So when they kind of get out of place and say things when they're not asked about it, when the narcissist isn't requiring them to do it, the narc will punish them. The narc will even punish them. So it's like, I've seen that today as well. She came to me yesterday. Oh, we're wearing these spirit shirts tomorrow. You haven't told me about spirit shirts in a year. And so now you want me to know about it on the very last day of school, when you know that, it'll be our last time seeing each other until we return back to work in August. Now you want to tell me to be all a part of it. I already know what it is. It's such a pattern that it's old. It's old, and it's like I already seen it coming. It gets to the point where you just don't care anymore. Their tactics, it doesn't harm you anymore. You don't feel anything. You become numb to it. You just blow it off because you're used to it now. And she punished another person by not telling them, and that kept that person in the dark. You can see how bad it affected them today. So the biggest lie and the worst lie a narc has ever told is on themselves. And eventually the truth will come to light. It may seem like it's not, but eventually it will.